Last year in Tampa, and then Sebastian, he got to catch me a few times during spring training, and both were fantastic, and I really like working with them.
So, pretty good pitching staff when you look at it. Yourself, Brady, Jamont, Caleb in the background, and so you have pretty good depth there, I think.
Yeah, we've got, every kind of pitcher. We've got even Herrera. He came over from the Padres. I've seen him, watched him pitch, and he actually fills the zone up really well. I feel definitely one of our strong suits is definitely going to be our pitching staff this year. We have pretty much about the same bullpen as we had last year, and they were lights out for most of the season. From what I saw, especially for that month I was here last season, and our starting pitching, I think we're going to have a really good season here.
Is that kind of a contagious thing when you're in a staff that talented 1 through 5, where you guys you have Lale, you, Montgomery? Is that kind of just one guy pitches a gem, the next day you kind of want to follow suit and do the same thing? Yeah,
it's kind of like a friendly competition where one guy, he goes 6 innings, 9 Ks. Well, I want to try and go 7 innings with 10 Ks. It's just a little friendly competition, and I'm always one of the biggest fans of whoever's pitching that day. And I always want to see them succeed because the ultimate goal is to get to major leagues. And I definitely want to see every single one of our players, position players and pitchers in the big leagues at some point.
You mentioned last year, you don't know what to expect, the teams and everything. What you got last year, the taste of you got last year is worth gold. Really.
Yeah, it was really a blast, especially it was kind of nice having some older guys too. It was I played with a few of them, so it was kind of hard to kind of fit in, but they took me under their wing and to really help me to kind of springboard into this season so I could feel a bit more comfortable here.
Last year, obviously, when you were here at the end of the year, Al was the manager. What have been your first impressions of Bobby, and what were your conversations with him like so far early on as far as his approach and what he's looking to see out of you?
Well, first of all, he's a real laid-back kind of manager, and I really like that because my personality is pretty laid-back, but just his work ethic, he wants to work, and I'm using the term comfortable. It just seems like he's comfortable here, even you wouldn't realize that this is his first year with the Yankees. He's real supportive. He would always take guys under the wing, hey, whether you did good or bad, he's going to be, hey, you know what, there's always next day. And that's the good thing about baseball is, you can have one bad day, and then the next day you can end up going, 5 for 5 with 2 bombs or something.
Does Villanova winning the national championship make it a little easier to stomach for your Sooners?
Oh man, that was a tough one. I saw Buddy Hield, dominate this past year, and seeing Villanova, I'm just like But I was watching the game last night at a restaurant, and there's a bunch of Villanova fans, so I didn't wear an OU shirt.
They had no idea when they switched from matchup to box and one, and the Sooners had no idea what was going on. I was really surprised.
Yeah, and I was surprised too because the Sooners are a great shooting team, but they just couldn't get anything going. And I don't know if maybe it was the venue that they're playing out at the football stadium or just that tough D that Villanova was playing, but it was definitely not a good night for the Sooners.
The main factor was the fact they didn't renew you, and you went to Oklahoma Christian, so Villanova beat them.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't have. I had a few ties with the basketball teams. I knew a few of them. But I'm always a big Sooner fan. But I'm hoping they can springboard next season and maybe get in the national title game.
Got a good coach. They will.
Yeah, they do for sure.
When's that one first?
Huh?
When's that one first?
Oh, they're gonna come on now. OSU basketball. Come on now. It's all about football too.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
It's gonna be a good season.
I was going to say my one question. I'm not sure if this was asked already, but you pitched here the last month of last year. What's the comfort level in returning back here to start your season versus going into this year blindly? What did you learn from that month here that you're going to take forward with you that's going to make you feel a little bit more comfortable about attacking these double-A hitters?
I just learned just to not change my approach because you can kind of take once you get up to a higher level, you want to try and change your approach. When in actuality, you just need to stick with your same approach, but just fine tune a little things. And that's what the pitching coaches are telling me, that I don't need to change my whole approach, but just fine tune things because the hitters, they're not necessarily better here. They just they hit your mistakes more often.
Gotcha.
Yeah.